The Arizona Wildcats lose this game against the UNLV Runnin Rebels. Final score: Arizona Wildcats 67 to the UNLV Runnin Rebels 71. Um, oh, it was a very boisterous crowd. It was a lot of fans that were just really wild. This was an away game for the Arizona Wildcats, so had uh, they had so the UNLV Run Rebels had that sixth man that was in the name of the UNLV Run Rebels fans. So that was a little bit of something that was against the Arizona Wildcats, but that was something that I think Sean Miller wanted to see. The coach for the University of Arizona Wildcats is wanted to see how his team was going to react in a very hostile environment. Um, whenever the Arizona Wildcats played against played in their last game against UTEP, then it was also another hostile environment, and the Arizona Wildcats were able to prevail in that game and um, win that game. But in this game, the Arizona Wildcats were just they they could not um, deal with the I guess they could not deal with that hostile environment, and particularly Stanley Johnson, who only had 13 points tonight. I think he had against UTEP. I think Stanley Johnson from the Arizona Wildcats. I think he had 17. So tonight, with him only having 13, and he made some big mistakes right there at the end. I think he lost the ball. He had 7 turnovers tonight, and that is a big, big no-no. 3 turnovers, maybe 4 at the most turnovers, but you cannot have 7 turnovers. And I think tonight, what Stanley Johnson from the Arizona Wildcats wanted to do was he wanted to make this um, he wanted to make this his statement game, and uh, for some reason the UNLV Runnin Rebels had him rattled up, and Stanley Johnson just like I said, he made 7 turnovers, and he just bobbled the ball, and he couldn't handle the ball very well, and the UNLV Run Rebels just um, capitalized on those uh, turnovers, and I think they had I think it was the last time I checked, I think it was like 18 second chance points. Um, Compared to 6. So the Run Rebels, UNLV Run Rebels had like 18 second chance points, while the Arizona Wildcats only had 6 second chance points, and that can be summed up. You can see that by the amount of rebounds. The UNLV Run Rebels totally out rebounded the Arizona Wildcats with they had 40. The UNLV Run Rebels had 46 total rebounds, and the Arizona Wildcats had 35 or 33 total rebounds. And I'm going off on the ESPN stats here, so it might be a little bit different if you look at stats from a different like CBS stats or Arizona Wildcats stats or things like that. But um, what I saw right in the beginning in the first half was uh, UNLV Running Rebels virtually doubled the amount of offensive rebounds. The Arizona Wildcats were doing good as far as defensive rebounds. The Arizona Wildcats had tied up pretty much the amount of defensive rebounds, but the offensive rebounds, I think the Arizona Wildcats had 4 offensive rebounds, while the while the UNLV Run Rebels had, I think, 8 offensive rebounds. So we were, it's like Sean Miller was saying at halftime, we were just kind of getting manhandled. The Arizona Wildcats were getting manhandled by UNLV, and if they didn't fix that, if they didn't, you know, if the Arizona Wildcats didn't fix that problem, didn't kind of start to step up to the UNLV Run Rebels, then they were going to get mowed down, and that's pretty much what they did. I mean, the Arizona Wildcats were ahead by 5 points uh, in the first half. I think it was it 41 to 36, I think. So the Arizona Wildcats were ahead at halftime, even though they were down with the amount of offensive rebounds, having half the amount of offensive rebounds as the UNLV Run Rebels did. But then in the second half, then I think the UNLV Run Rebels, I think they had 30, what was it, 35 to, or 36 to the Arizona Wildcats, which had 24 or 25. So the UNLV Run Rebels just they scored a bunch more points. They scored like 11 more points in the second half, uh, um, and so that is one of the reasons why the Arizona Wildcats lost this game. It's just rebounds. What's the 33 to 46? That's a 13-point difference in rebounds, and the Arizona Wildcats usually at least they're close to tying in rebounds or plus rebounds or beating the other team in total rebounds, and so that was a major killer. And another major killer for the Arizona Wildcats was free throws. They shot 59. The Arizona Wildcats shot 59%. 16. They made 16 of 24. If the Arizona Wildcats made 75% of their free throws, then they would have had 4 more points. And with 4 more points, then it would have been 71 to 71. So the that was another one. First it was the rebounds that just killed us, and the second chance points that resulted from those rebounds that weren't garnished by the Arizona Wildcats. And another thing is the free throws. That's another reason why the Arizona Wildcats lost. Um, but on the positive side, we had T.J. McConnell, which had 7 assists, and his that is his bread and butter. That is something that I always recognize T.J. McConnell with the amount of assists. If he has a great amount of assists, then I feel like he had a pretty good game. I think he did. I think T.J. McConnell had a pretty good game, but I just think that Stanley Johnson was just rattled, and 7 turnovers, man. And the what the UNLV Run Rebels had 20, was it 18 points off second chance opportunities, and so it's just those two, and I don't know how much the UNLV Run Rebels had off a turnover, but I'm sure it was quite a bit. I mean, if we had 7, if Stanley Johnson had 7 turnovers, um, then that is just not good. I really would have wondered. I really wondered what would have happened if we had Parker Jackson Cartwright, if the Arizona Wildcats had Parker Jackson Cartwright in there more minutes, because he only played 2 minutes of the game. So I wonder what was the big reason to pull him out. I don't know. Maybe he just couldn't handle the pressure, of the fans, the hostile environment. Maybe that's one of the reasons why Parker Jackson Cartwright didn't play too much tonight. But let's see, we had 3 for 7 from three-point land for Gabe York, which is not bad at all. Elliot Pitts had 1 for 1 from three-point land. I saw Elliot Pitts have a couple open shot opportunities, um, and T.J. McConnell could have passed him the ball. Um, he was 1 for 1, so I don't think it would have hurt. But then I was listening to the sportscasters, and they were saying that that it was good that T.J. McConnell took that shot. So I don't know. That's that's kind of a little bit higher than my pay grade, so I'm not sure. But had the Arizona Wildcats a total of 16 assists tonight compared to the UNLV Runnin Rebels, which only had 11. Um, and I think assists are something that the Arizona Wildcats can hang their hat on and say they did a good job in the amount of assists. But um, uh, the amount of turnovers was just killer. I mean, the UNLV Runnin Rebels had 15 turnovers also, and we had the Arizona Wildcats had 15 turnovers. But I think another thing that killed the Arizona Wildcats in this game was Rondé Hollis Jefferson fouling out. And another thing that was giving the Arizona Wildcats a hard time was we had Caleb Tarzewski. He was in foul trouble with 4 fouls, and let's see, we had Stanley Johnson with 3 fouls. So that was one of the reasons why we couldn't get those rebounds, is because our big guys, were somewhat in foul trouble, and Brendan Ashley is a little bit too finesse, so he wasn't able to get those rebounds. And I mean, it was just like once the Arizona Wildcats went for those shots, 3-point land shots and shots from outside, then I pretty much saw only UNLV, the white jerseys, in there getting rebounds. So I mean, it's just like the Arizona Wildcats just kind of gave up as far as rebounding. Maybe it was just they were in so much foul trouble that it was a losing an uphill battle. So I don't know. But anyway, the Arizona Wildcats dropped their first game to the UNLV Runnin Rebels. The final score: Arizona Wildcats 67 to the UNLV Runnin Rebels 71.